a happy Thursday to you. Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom again. And should we talk quietly this morning? Is it a rough Thursday morning so far? 5th day of August 2021. And what we have for you today is a very busy show here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Of course, your latest local news coming up here from the News Center. I'll have sports news. Apple Sox with an exciting game last night against Port Angeles. The Mariners wrapped up their series with Tampa Bay before heading to New York to take on the Yankees. Also coming up later on the show this morning, before Dan departed, he was able to sit down and have a visit with our good friend Jerry Anderson, who is a longtime local football official with the local Chelan County Football Officials Association. And of course, talk is about the seasons coming up here in less than a month, as well as the need for officials, not just in football, but across the board. So that's all coming up here on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got a winner yesterday and winner Wednesday. We'll talk about that as well, and Mike Magnotti with his opinion. So we're chock full of good stuff here today. And Megan has already said, thanks, Eric, for wearing clothes today. We'll tell you more about that in just a bit. Before we get going, though, let's take a look at what's happening outside the studios and outside our valley this morning with our Valley View cameras. Thanks to LocalTel's Skyfire Wireless Network. And this is a look down from the cross camera this morning at our Wenatchee Valley as we rise and shine for this 5th day of August 2021. The day before the weekend. Calm morning out there, but we are expecting a lot of wind later today. In fact, there's a red flag warning in effect for the day today. As far as our air quality is concerned, I actually have it dialed up here. We're in the moderate position as far as air quality. So not too bad this morning, but expecting more smoke to kind of filter in through the day today. So that's a good morning shot to our Wenatchee, East Wenatchee proper here on our camera 1. Camera 2 will take us to... Oh, that's kind of pretty. That's looking down on Manson, right? Okay. Union Valley this morning. That wisp, and you can see how dry it is. Yeah, with the lack of moisture we've had, everything is brown. All the hills are brown. We've got camel humps all around us, and that means we've got to be really, really careful with fire, any spark, any chance of a spark. If you are driving up in the higher elevations, we just heard that Birch Mountain Road reopened yesterday. Things like that. Great to get up there and get in the higher elevation, get out of the smoke, and get some fresh air, but got to be careful where you park. Those catalytic converters in your cars and trucks get very hot, and if you park in some grass just like that that's on the bottom of your screen there, woof, whole world catches on fire. So we got to be careful about that. That's camera 2 this morning from Skyfire Wireless Network. Camera 3 will take us to, oh, there's a gorgeous shot down below on Rocky Reach Dam and Lincoln Park, and that's our Omi Gardens camera this morning. And you can see the, it looks like one of the spill gates is open on Rocky Reach Dam. And you can also see just to the lower right of that is the bypass for juvenile salmon. They'll swim up to or come down to the top of the dam area above it. And then somehow, I don't know how they figure this out, but the little fishies swim their way through that bypass system. It's a big tube that goes across the front of the dam there, and then it puts them out there below the dam. So kind of a cool thing there on the catch basin at Rocky Reach Dam. Of course, the Visitor Center is reopening on August 28th, so we're looking forward to that too. And Rocky Reach Dam with the Chelan County PUD. That's camera 3 to camera 4. We will go and say good morning to, boy, you got me here, Megan. What are we looking at? Oh, Upper Butte, Lake Chelan. Okay. Okay, looking off to the east towards Waterville this morning, you kind of catch that haze that we have here in north central Washington. We did have a new fire that kicked up out of the Coulee City area, Coulee Dam area. We'll talk more about that in news coming up with that big lightning storm that came through the other night. But there you go. What is it? The rule of thirds, is that it as far as cameras are concerned? Kind of a nice job there with the rule of thirds when looking at this particular shot from our Valley View cameras this morning. And thanks to Skyfire's wireless network for providing us those views from LocalTel. As far as the weather forecast is concerned, we do have a red flag warning in effect for today because of very gusty winds expected to happen later on through the day today. It's going to be hot. The humidity is down, And so that means red flag. That means the chance of fire is extremely high. So be very, very careful. 98 are expected high for Wenatchee today, with a little cloudiness here this morning. Hot and hazy. That's our theme for the day. The winds this afternoon, 15 steady, gusting to 28 miles an hour. So that's why the issuance of that red flag warning. That will continue into the evening tonight with partly cloudy skies. Gusty winds, lows down around 70, 69, 70 for tonight. Tomorrow, look at that, how much we cool down in one day. And that's what's happening, according to Grant in the Weather Center, who's talking about the system that's moving in is changing our weather pattern. That's why we've got wind in front of it. It's going to cool things down a lot tomorrow. We'll see sunny skies, gusty winds again on Friday, but not nearly as hot. So no red flag warning for tomorrow. 85 for the high in the Wenatchee Valley on Friday. 63 for the overnight low on Friday night. Then we'll head into the weekend with mostly sunny skies and cool conditions. I'm telling you, if you've been staying away from being outside because it's just been too blazing hot, well, here's your weekend to stretch your wings and enjoy the outdoors. 84 on Saturday, 79 gorgeous on Sunday. That is absolutely perfect. Nighttime lows down in the low 60s. And enjoy it this weekend because we're going to get hot again next week as we look at Monday, sunny and 90, 96 on Tuesday. And here comes the triple digits possibly on Wednesday of next week. We're off to a fair start this morning with that overcast, kind of a little bit of a thermal blanket overnight last night in the Wenatchee Valley. 70 degrees outside the studios here at the NCW Life Channel as we check your forecast. Thanks to the folks at the National Weather Service for helping us with that. And of course, Grant Olson also with the little nudge, help, the weather guy here in-house. Speaking of Grant, and well, he also takes care of our news. We will check the news coming up here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. So stay right there and we'll be right back.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to chelanpud.org/save today.
Dr. Divis is proud to announce that Dr. Taylor Pedigo has joined the Wenatchee Dental Arts team. After much research, Dr. Pedigo chose Wenatchee Dental Arts as the place to practice and Wenatchee as the place to live. Dr. Pedigo is an honors graduate of the UCLA School of Dentistry and has made our valley his home. Wenatchee Dental Arts offers complete comprehensive dentistry from routine teeth cleaning to sedation dentistry. Wenatchee Dental Arts now offering 2 dentists to serve all your dental needs. Call for your appointment today.
8 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Thursday, the 5th of August, 2021. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Grandstrom. A little high haze this morning and 70 degrees outside our studios. As we check the latest local news this morning, Gebbers Farms in Brewster has reached a settlement with the state over workplace conditions in its huge orchard operations. Last year, 2 farm workers died from COVID-19 while living and working in Gebbers facilities, leading to more than $2 million in fines for 24 different health and safety violations. Under the settlement, Gebbers will instead invest more than $2 million into renovating its worker housing, upgrading communications and infrastructure, improving its workers' access to health care, and hiring a full-time safety officer to supervise the workplace. If it meets all these goals, the $2 million fine will be reduced to just $10,000. Well, timely rain helped beat down a lightning-caused wildfire that briefly threatened the town of Grand Coulee Tuesday night. The Grand Coulee Volunteer Fire Department said a lengthy lightning storm lit up the skies Tuesday evening and ignited a 30-acre fire near a Grand Coulee Dam switchyard. As numerous agencies responded, there was concern the fire would crest the hillside and burn into town, but soaking rain then arrived to help knock the fire down. Another lightning-caused fire across the river on Colville Indian Reservation land also halted by those rains. So thankfully, the rains were associated. Hundreds of lightning strikes Tuesday evening throughout the Wenatchee Valley started wildfires that crews were quickly able to extinguish with help from heavy rains that accompanied the thunderstorm. Douglas County Fire District 5 responded to a brush fire in the Bridgeport Hill Road area that was limited to about an acre before being knocked down by rain and firefighters. Well, the emergency siren was triggered in Chelan about 6:45 p.m. for a reported fire in the Apple Acres area, but rain had extinguished the brush fire before crews arrived. Another brush fire in Arbuckle Mountain area between Chelan and Pateros was held to an acre by rain and Chelan Fire and Rescue crews. And later, a small brush fire in the Bear Mountain Road area had been doused by rain by the time firefighters arrived. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is looking for a pair of men they say stole a couple $100 worth of liquor from the Safeway in Chelan Tuesday. The Sheriff's Office posted a photo of the two young men taken from security footage. In the photo, the two are holding shopping baskets shortly before they reportedly walked away from the store. Anyone with information is asked to call Rivercom's non-emergency line at 663-9911 and ask for Deputy Aaron Shepard. At 11 minutes past the hour, news continues. 8th District Congress member Kim Schreier met last week with President Joe Biden at the signing of a major bill to construct and repair veterans' medical facilities. Schreier was an original House sponsor on the Major Medical Facility Authorization Act, which Biden signed into law July 29th. The act designates $2 billion to upgrade existing VA medical centers and construct new ones, like the $110 million specialty care building planned for the American Lake VA Center at Joint Base Lewis McChord. Well, more than 600 people in Washington are now hospitalized with COVID-19, an increase of more than 20% from just a week ago. As of yesterday, 20 such patients were being cared for at Confluence Health. The Washington State Hospital Association says the Delta variant of COVID poses a huge challenge and may lead to congestion in waiting rooms and ICUs. Association Director Cassie Sauer says from the looks of things, practically none of the hospitalized patients are people who've been fully vaccinated.
Even though there are people who are vaccinated who are getting the Delta variant, they're not getting sick, and those who are getting sick are not vaccinated. I want to say that it is very demoralizing for the staff in the intensive care units and critical care units who are having to care for the very sick COVID patients to do so. It is scary and emotionally draining and very physically exhausting work to care for COVID patients. And to feel like, or not to feel like, to know that this is a preventable disease at this point, that people can take an easy action to protect themselves from getting this sick is really challenging.
All of our facilities in Washington State are very full for all the reasons that Cassie mentioned. And so we've got a topped off system with workers who have been dealing with COVID-19 response for over a year and a half and are really feeling the stress of dealing with yet another surge that is really focused on folks who are not vaccinated, particularly young adults. Who are showing up in our hospitals and ending up in our acute care units and our ICU units. Here at Harborview, we have 2 people with COVID who are not vaccinated, who are on heart-lung bypass machines. And this has been an unfortunate constant over the last year and a half, just looking at the impact of this pandemic. The important thing is that the vaccines we have, the J&J, the Pfizer, and the Moderna products we have, are highly effective against all the variants that are circulating around now, including the Delta variant.
In other news this morning, well, time for our Pause for Pets weekly feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, Megan McPherson introduces us to Rex the dog.
Hey everyone, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We are here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Rex is joining us this week. Can you tell us about Rex?
Yeah, Rex has a big fan club here at the shelter. All of our staff and our volunteers have just fallen in love with Rex. He's an older guy, we think about 10 years old. He's pretty easy, pretty mellow. He loves to go for his walks. Nothing fast, he just likes to walk and smell. He's pretty affectionate. He's actually just a really overall really good guy here. He's unsure of cats, unsure of dogs too, so we kind of think that he'd probably be the best as an only pet. He's kind of looking for that soft, lovely, spoiled home to have his golden years in. He currently has a cone on, inflatable little cone, because we're working through some food allergies here at the shelter. He came in looking pretty rough, but he's definitely getting better, and we're working through some allergy stuff so that he can have treats and he can have his food. So that's all being worked on, and each day he's looking a little bit better.
And what's the adoption process?
Rex is ready to go today, so all they have to do is come by the shelter. We're open Monday through Friday from 11 to 6 and Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 5. We are closed from 1:30 to 2:30 to allow the dogs and cats a quiet hour, but they just come on down and just say that you're interested in meeting Rex, and you can meet Rex here.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Thank you much, Megan. And looks like Rex is ready to go swimming. The tube around the neck. All right, so we have news coming up tonight with Grant Olson at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. And Grant's got a little preview for us.
Good morning, Eric. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, another warm day today, and then big changes headed our way by tomorrow and the weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric, you will have the latest on the Apple Sox as the season winds down and the Mariners as they take on the Yankees beginning tonight. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Eric?
Thank you much, Grant. Yeah, be sure and tune in for that. And if you know of something that we need to know about, then, well, you got to get a hold of us so we know about it. That's how you do so on the bottom of the screen there. You can reach out to us via our email, news@ncwlife.com. The cool thing about that is that you send one email and it shoots off to a whole bunch of different people in our newsroom. So somebody's going to get eyeballs on it. That's news@ncwlife.com. You can also reach out to us through our Facebook page, which we hope you like and follow us while you're there. Just search NCW Life on Facebook, or you could call us too to the news hotline number. That's 888-NCWL, 888-6295. If you got to spell it out on your phone there. We will take a quick break here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I have sports news on the way, our obscure holiday of the day, history, birthdays. It's all coming up on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley right after this.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
Hazy sunshine, hot today, and a red flag warning with lots of wind coming up this afternoon, reaching for a high in the upper 90s, about 98 today. We're at 70 downtown. As we check your latest local sports at 19 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the Apple Sox earned its first walk-off win of the season last night over Port Angeles. 5-4 was the final score, trailing 4-3 heading into the ninth inning. It looked as though the lefties were going to even up the three-game series, but as we hear from the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, Wenatchee had some fuel left in the tank.
It was a wonderful walk-off Wednesday for the Wenatchee Apple Sox as Tino Bethancourt came through with an RBI single in the bottom of the ninth inning to score Colin Villegas and give the Apple Sox a series victory a 5-4 triumph over the Port Angeles Lefties.
Bethencourt with a chance to play hero. He's got 4 home runs this season. The 1-0. Hits that into right field. Shallow. It gets down, and that's going to be your ball game. Colin Villegas in to score. The Apple Sox walk it off, and they do get their first walk-off of the season. Who else but Tino Bethencourt to get the job done as Wenatchee wins this one by a score of 5-4.
Bethencourt's heroics would not have been possible had Colin Villegas before him not come through with a pinch hit RBI triple to right field. The Port Angeles right fielder slipped up a little bit, so perhaps Paul Thomas Senior Stadium providing some home field advantage for the Apple Sox. But nonetheless, the Apple Sox were able to erase a 1-run deficit and come back to defeat the Port Angeles Lefties. The Apple Sox look to take all 3 games against PA when they face them tonight at 6:35. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
John Newman Jr. also hit a home run last night for Wenatchee, who goes for that sweep tonight. Just a reminder that we'll have tomorrow's first game of the weekend series against Cowlitz live here on the NCW Life channel. That's tomorrow night. We'll start with a pregame at 6:30. Sox celebrate Hawaiian night at the ballpark with Sunny FM and Journey Travel and Tours, with a chance for a member of the audience to win a trip to Hawaii. How about that? Other West Coast League play last night. Kiki Romero hit a 3-run homer in the 6th and followed up with a 2-run double in the 7th. He led Corvallis to a 6-2 win over Yakima Valley. Bradley Mullen was nearly perfect in 4 innings of relief to get the victory on the mound. Mickey Thompson pitched 7 innings of 1-run, 2-hit ball with 9 strikeouts to lead Cowlitz over Ridgefield 7-1. Sam Brown did the damage at the plate, going 2 for 4 with driving in 3 runs. You remember that Bend and Walla Walla had its game Tuesday night suspended by lightning. Well, they just called it right there in the 6 innings. Elks posting a 9-5 victory. They played again last night with similar results. Bend came out on top 10-3. Greg Fuchs hit a home run, and Bennett Thompson drove in 3 runs for the Elks in the win. Amelia Corona and Bennett Lee each homered for Bellingham as the Bells topped Portland 7-3. Bellingham was able to get 16 position players into that game last night. Now, checking the updated standings in the West Coast League, we see that Bellingham is now just a half game behind Yakima Valley in the second half standings. Wenatchee is in 3rd place, 4 games back. Corvallis' lead in the South remains 3 games over Cowlitz, who leapfrogged Ridgefield in last night's win. Also, the WCL North's overall standings. Now, if Yakima Valley can hang on for the second half win, the team with the second best overall record would get the second spot in the playoffs. Right now, that's Bellingham. Wenatchee's 4.5 games behind the Bells in that scenario, with 7 games remaining. Same teams will go at it again tonight across the league. Wenatchee hosting Port Angeles, Walla Walla's at Bend, Corvallis hosts Yakima Valley, Cowlitz is at Ridgefield, and Portland entertains Bellingham. Well, the Mariners were close, but not quite, in sweeping the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday. They fell in that one 4-3. Logan Gilbert had kind of a shaking outing on the mound. He gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and 4 walks to take the loss, despite Seattle getting on the board first in the 3rd inning.
Oh, wait, Dylan?
He's alert.
We'll take a look at it. He typically will do that on left-handers, go on the first move. Most of the time he runs earlier in the count, though.
17th bag for Demo.
Yeah, change up in the dirt.
Payoff pitch. Up the middle, that's going to play to run. Kiermaier does have the good arm, but Demo got a great start. No chance. Mariners lead it 1-0. RBI for J.P. Crawford, his 34th.
Mitch Haniger had a good day at the plate for the Mariners. He went 3 for 4 with a run and a triple. J.P. Crawford 2 for 4 with a run and that RBI you saw there. Manager Scott Service says sweeping the season series from a team like Tampa Bay is a tall order to ask.
Really well-played game. I thought we did a lot of good things. Unfortunately, Lady Luck was not on our side today, and that happens. You know, when you play a team as tough as we have played Tampa all year long, and we've been on the right side of every one of these games. You're hoping we had enough to kind of pull it out at the end, but you know, not the case. I think Logan Gilbert, not quite as sharp as we've seen him in the past. Certainly with the command, you know, missing some pitches, you know, up to the arm side. Kind of, I thought his timing, you know, was a little off today. I say all that, and you look up, and you know, he gave us 5 good innings. They got the 3 runs off in there, and I think it was a 3rd inning, and. Other than that, I thought threw the ball fine, really hung in there, but just a little off a little bit today, not quite as sharp. That happens once in a while. I think one thing going forward, with Logan is, he's kind of in a normal 5-man rotation right now, and there will be times that you have to, maybe keep an eye on him a little bit closer. He'll have an off day between his now and his next start, so hopefully that'll help him there. And bullpen-wise, I thought our guys threw the ball well. Steck got a ball down to Zunino, and that's where you don't want to pitch Zunino, and he made him pay for that one. So, not quite enough offensively. I think we had some really good at-bats today. We smoked some balls. I think C was right on 3 balls today, and nothing to show for it. It happens. I thought we were in a good spot to make one of those comebacks that we're used to doing, but just didn't get it done today.
Anybody knows you throw Mike Zunino a curveball, he can't hit it. Seattle now heads for New York to begin a 4-game series with the Yankees today, starting at 4:10. Tyler Anderson will get the start for Seattle, going up against Nestor Cortez for the Yankees. Seattle lost some ground in the wild card race as Oakland pulled off a 5-4 10th inning walk-off win over the Padres. Matt Olson's 2-run double in the bottom of the 10th was the game winner, pushing the A's 3 games ahead of the Mariners in the wild card race. Jack Mayfield's solo home run of the 5th was the difference for the Angels in a 2-1 win over Texas. Shohei Ohtani worked 6 innings of 1-run ball to earn his 6th win on the mound. Mookie Betts and Will Smith homered for the Dodgers in a 4-run first inning as Los Angeles went on to beat Houston 7-5. Well, the Seahawks continue to prepare for its scrimmage Sunday at Lumen Field as training camp rolls on. Wednesday was second day in pads and saw the defense turn up the pressure, getting one turnover after another. Off the offense, Coach Pete Carroll says it's a good ramp-up to Sunday's scrimmage.
To try to get us ready to do everything that could happen in a game. We're not quite there yet. We need those days of practice next as we return. But a lot of really good positive things, a lot of good stuff happening. It's a good day for the defense today. The defense got all over the football today, and on a turnover day, that's a big deal for us to see that happen. So really good. So good hard work, right in the middle of it all, and grinding it out.
Meanwhile, Seattle looks deep in the running back position with Chris Carson and Rashad Penny getting most of the reps. Coach Carroll says he likes the potential there.
The way it's a 1-2 punch. Chris is really the starter for us. He has been and has established that. But when Rashad's out there, we think he's just as likely to break it as anybody. So we're really hoping that those two guys battle it out, and whatever happens, happens. And the more Rashad plays, I think the better that makes Chris. And Chris has been a marvelous player for us, and Rashad's got to prove some stuff. He's got to prove that he's back and he can stay out there and stay durable and all that. That's what's at hand right now. But we do know that Rashad has big play ability, and we love it, coming in off the bench and however we mix it up. Always with the multiple running backs, I never worry about that. We'll figure that part out. It's never a problem.
This week's preparation is all leading up to the scrimmage Sunday at Lumen Field, and Coach Carroll says he's really looking forward to the weekend.
The mock game is always important to us because we're getting ready to play a game, and that's what we're trying to get done there. So to me, it's really important. We're going to be in the stadium for the first time and all of that. We're going to do everything exactly like we do at a game day, and learn the warm-up and all that kind of stuff, and the rhythms of when the guys get their breaks and how they get to get on the field before game. I mean, all of that stuff is what we're trying to accomplish. So it doesn't happen the first time you're playing, a real ball game. So it's really important, and I make a big deal about it and have fun with it and all that. And somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, and all that. And I'm glad we get some people that can take part in it. So I hope it'll be fun for everybody.
Seahawks have an off day today before they start practice again tomorrow. You can find out more about what's happening at Seahawks training camp as well as the game on Sunday. Tickets, if you want to go, at Seahawks.com. 29 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have one thing to kind of wrap up from yesterday here on the show. Congratulations to Jim Seidensticker. Jim's name was drawn out of all the entries. Thank you for entering for the winning Wednesday yesterday. Jim and 3 folks will be heading to the Apple Sox game tomorrow night against Cowlitz and a chance to win a trip to Hawaii. How about that? With Journey Travel and Tours and Sunny FM tomorrow night at the ball game. Of course, we'll be out there tomorrow night as well, broadcasting the game here on the NCW Life channel. So congratulations again to Jim Seidensticker, winner of 4 tickets to the Apple Sox. Winning Wednesday, next Wednesday, we'll be back. Dan will be back in this chair. And I believe we have some tickets to give away to the Grant County Fair, which is just around the corner. So be sure and tune in for that. As far as the obscure holiday of the day today, and Megan said this earlier, thanks for wearing clothes today. It's National Underwear Day. This day began as an attempt to break a Guinness World's Record. Apparently, the website Fresh Pair Inc. fresh pair of underwear, had a big plan of holding an event in New York with models, massive underwear giveaways, a pop-up shop at Columbus Circle, Times Square, runway show, all this fun stuff. Back in 2013, they had over 800 people show up in just their underwear, trying to break a Guinness record. Now, it didn't break the record, but it was certainly a display. How in the world it was a record before that? I'm confused about that one. Was it a case? Was it Woodstock or something, and people just started counting of all the people around that were just wearing underwear? I'm not sure about that. You know, one thing that is interesting about this day, not so much that it's National Underwear Day, and you're suggested that maybe, you know, appropriately so, you show up to the workplace in just your underwear. No, don't do that. That's a good way to find yourself unemployed. But in just talking with people and having conversations, sometimes the underwear conversation comes up, and I'm surprised how many people don't wear underwear. I find that out. What? Yeah. The episode of Seinfeld comes to mind. A thin layer of gabardine for those Seinfeld fans out there. But there you go. Today is National Underwear Day. This day in history, it was on this date in 1962 that Marilyn Monroe was found dead at her home in Los Angeles. She was discovered lying nude on her bed, face down, with a telephone in one hand, empty bottles, pill bottles around her, prescribed treatment for her depression littered around the room. Of course, there's a lot of folks that say, that didn't happen. Actually, there's no way that she was a suicide victim. They say she was murdered, and the Kennedys had everything to do with it. So I don't know who you believe. But this is the newsreel from back then about the death of Marilyn Monroe.
One of the most famous stars in Hollywood history is dead at 36. Marilyn Monroe was found dead in bed under circumstances that were in tragic contrast to her glamorous career as a comic talent. On the surface, she seemed to have such a zest for life. Her international appeal took her from command appearances to the other side of the world and entertainment for Korean GIs. The star led a far from normal childhood and had 12 sets of foster parents, leading her to say in her last interview that she was never used to being happy, so it wasn't something she ever took for granted. She never let her personal feelings interfere with her job, and she was the idol of the GIs, the animation of foxhole dreams. She found no happiness in marriage. Her second husband was baseball immortal Joe DiMaggio, and that marriage ended as had her first in divorce. Her third husband was playwright Arthur Miller, and they too separated. Miss Monroe played in 23 films since her debut in 1950, films that grossed $200 million. The Golden Girl received 5,000 fan letters a week, and to those fans, she never let any personal problems dim her screen glamour. Despite flashes of temperament and tantrums, she turned in performances that kept her among the greatest box office favorites in motion picture history.
Yep, so young. Left us on this date in 1962. We're going to go back a little bit for this one. 1858, after several unsuccessful attempts, the first telegraph line was across the Atlantic Ocean completed, a feat accomplished largely through the efforts of American merchant Cyrus Westfield. August 5, the cable had been successfully laid, stretching nearly 2,000 miles across the Atlantic to a depth often of more than 2 miles deep. On August 16th, President James Buchanan and Queen Victoria exchanged formal introductory and complimentary messages. I think he said, "I like your hat." But the first transatlantic telegraph completed on this date in 1858. In 1976, National Basketball Association and the ABA emerged. They were rivals for a long time. ABA's four successful franchises, Denver Nuggets, Indiana Pacers, New York, later the Brooklyn Nets, and the San Antonio Spurs, became members of the National Basketball Association. Also, of course, I'm celebrating, well, not just me, but our class of 1986 from Cedar Woolley High School celebrating our 35th year reunion this weekend. Going back in my past, this is actually my sophomore year football team, the JV football team at Cedar Woolley High School. Can you find me in that picture? Probably not. This might help you out a little bit. The next one should be the close-up there, Megan. There, yeah. What was I thinking there? Not only did I have hair, but for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to get a perm. Of course, it was 1980, 3, 4, something like that. So Larry Bird had gotten a perm, so I thought, by gosh, I need to get a perm. And I thought it would make me so much faster. Yeah, not so much. This is another picture. If you like big poofy sleeves and the 80s look, here you go. That's junior prom with Jennifer Morgan, my prom date. Yeah, wearing white. We lived out in the Finn settlement in the country where mud was everywhere. Why I wore white to go to the prom, I'm not sure, but there you go. 1986, our graduating class celebrating its 35th reunion this weekend. Looking forward to it, gang. Can't wait to see you. All right, birthdays today. Neil Armstrong was born on this date in 1930. Of course, the first astronaut to step foot on the moon. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong was born on this date in 1930. He passed away in 2012 at the age of 82. Most notably, achievement came in 1980 as head coach of the gold medal winning USA hockey team for the Olympics. Of course, the miracle on ice. We're talking about Herb Brooks here. He was born on this date in 1937. I did not know the end of the story of Herb Brooks. Of course, we've seen the movie Miracle. He died in a car crash. I didn't know that, in 2003 at the age of 66. Also, of course, Marcia. Maureen McCormick celebrating a birthday today. She is 64 years young today. Happy birthday to Maureen McCormick. Of course, Marcia Brady, forever on the Brady Bunch, born on this date in 1956. And a big happy birthday to my bonus son, Marion's youngest, Taylor Tresh, is celebrating a birthday today. He was born on this date in 1968. There you see Taylor and Mom, and I think we got one more picture of the three of us together. There we are. Taylor Tresh, happy 22nd birthday today, young man. Stay out of trouble. That's our birthdays today. If you have a birthday to pass along, you can do so. Just get us a line through Facebook or email us directly, and we'll be sure and pass that along on the air. 37 minutes past the hour. Still to come here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Mike Magnotti with his opinion. Also, Dan had a chance to sit down and talk with our good friend Jerry Anderson about football officiating and more. It's all still to come on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for joining us.
When I went to visit them, there was absolutely no pressure. It's the first time I felt that in a car dealership. Normally you get in there, you're uncomfortable, they're trying to upsell you, trying to sell you insurance or extended warranties. This was no pressure, I got exactly what I wanted. If you're buying a new car or truck, I highly recommend anyone visit Pat Armstrong Ford in Lincoln.
You're in Ford Country. Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive two-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you,
that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
This is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garland. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion now. During USA discussions regarding gun control, there was a people's organization, not a government agency, which supported the following legislation: prohibitive taxation on the ownership of automatic weapons. They supported mandated licensing for handgun dealers, waiting periods for handgun buyers, mandated licensing for others who sold guns, requiring permits for carrying concealed weapons, and a licensing system for gun dealers. Wow. Well, you know the name of that organization? The National Rifle Association. Yep, the NRA, which supported the 1934 Federal Firearms Act. Interesting, isn't it? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts are skating. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
A sure sign that it is August. It is sunny, it is hazy, it is hot. It's the dog days of summer. And Jerry Anderson drops by and pays me a visit because we're closing in on the high school football season. Jerry, of course, is affiliated with the Chelan County Football Officials Association, and it's his annual please come out and help us officiate football games on Friday night plea. Jerry Anderson is back. Here we are again, doing it again, Jerry.
Yeah, every season. Good to be back, Dan.
It's good to be back. I got you a little football prop there
good.
for you. By the way, this is a regulation football. My hand is just ginormously huge. I'm just kidding. Let's backtrack a little bit. No fall football. I didn't see you, of course, in August of 2020 because of the whole COVID protocol and the fact that they moved it to spring. You guys got through spring, okay, even though you were terribly shorthanded.
Barely, but we made it. You bet.
You made it. Well, that was a short season. That probably
5-week
helped.
season, right.
But you barely, I mean, you had what, 16, 15 officials for all the games that you had last week?
We had 15 officials, just 15 officials, which for us is 3 crews, which means we can only work 3 games on any one night. And so some of the schools had to move games to Thursday night or Saturday or whatever. Most of them were very helpful, and we got through the season, like you said.
But barely.
But barely, yeah.
And where are we head count wise as we head into the upcoming fall high school football season?
Well, we'll find out because we're just getting started in our meetings. We're going to have just about everybody back. I know we did lose one of our veteran officials because of job commitment. But other than that, it sounds like we got everybody back, and we got a few new faces, it sounds like, coming in, which is going to be a big help.
A big, big help.
But there's 2 of us getting kind of long in the tooth.
You want to name names, Jerry?
I don't want to know how many seasons we got left.
We'd love to see you guys. Of course, we televise high school football games every Friday night in the fall, be it Panthers or Wildcats or Cashmere Bulldogs. We get to see you guys on a regular basis. You guys all do a really good job, but as Eric and I and Grant mentioned, it's the same group year after year after year after year, and we need new blood.
What we have found over the years, and it's not just here, this is all officiating crews, is that if we can get a guy or a young lady, and they don't have to be particularly young, you can start in your 30s and 40s and still have fun and enjoy the game. But if we have a young lady who does a really good job for us, so we'll take the ladies, of course. But if we can get them, keep them for 2 seasons, we usually have them. Then they'll hang out. If they can stand the test of being a rookie, learning the position, learning the rules, we don't have quite as much problem in Central Washington as other areas do with harassment of officials, and we're very grateful for that. The sportsmanship thing has really turned around our area in the last 7-8 years. So we don't lose too many to that, but
and that the people who get credit for that, by the way, are the coaches. The coaches and the kids. They get it now.
Yeah.
They get it as far as sportsmanship is concerned, and the proper treatment of the officials. You don't need that kind of stuff.
No. And I've been doing this for a lot of years, and in I've noticed, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, we'll walk off the field, especially at the smaller schools where the crowd's right down in the field, and as you're walking off, people reach out, shake your hand, thank you for being there. Hey, we appreciate that. We're doing it because we love the game, we love the kids.
If you ever get an email from Jerry Anderson, the bottom, the signature line says, "Without officials, it's just recess." You mentioned before, you got some folks in your organization are getting a little long in the tooth, as I quote Jerry Anderson. Sell the idea of being an official on a Friday night for a high school football game, or a Thursday night or a Saturday afternoon. Sell your product to the folks.
Well, I've always said that when I go out on a football field on a Friday night and I hear the Star Spangled Banner and I don't get a shiver down my back, I've been there too long. I haven't been there too long yet. I still enjoy it. If you like kids and you think that team sports are an important part of their education, which it is in my opinion, if you love the game of football and you want to see it to continue, then officiating is your way to help out with that.
What's the learning curve? Say you're a rookie. I've watched football my whole life, college, high school, NFL, whatever. I think I might be interested in it. I could use the extra money. What do I do? Jerry Anderson, how do I go about the process?
Well, you just you can call me personally if you want to at 670-2800. You can go online and on the Google machine and Google Washington Officials Association, or simply put in WOA and Washington Officials Association comes up. And there's a section on there, so if you're interested in officiating, click here, and they'll put you in touch with our local assigning secretary, and you're off and running from that point.
You mentioned teamwork and the importance of teamwork, and your philosophy, which I agree 100%, that team sports is a part of growing up and becoming a good citizen. You guys yourselves are a team when you guys are out there. You guys have a communication thing going on. You have hand signals. a crew on a Friday night football game, you guys are also working as a team.
Right, we're the third team in the field. We used to use a lot of hand signals, and I don't know if you noticed, but the last 2 years we're using two-way radios like the big boys do now, so we can communicate even better between one another and keep the game flowing at a little better pace. So yeah, but we are a team. We all have certain responsibilities on the field, and if you see a game, whether it's at our level in the high school or the NFL, every now and then they'll stop the game. A bunch of the officials get together. We're talking it over. Do we have a penalty here? Do we have an infraction? If we don't, let's get on with it. If we do, let's get it enforced properly.
Would you like to see instant replay in high school football?
No.
Since I was going to say we have the capability of doing it here.
It just, I think it slows the game down. Where big money's involved, I can understand that, but they've tried it at some other areas and with mixed reviews. We have a referee magazine with national publication, and they've talked about it quite a bit, but it's met with mixed reviews.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I don't like instant replay in any sport for any number of reasons. Anytime you take the human element out of a game, it lessens the game, in my opinion. I don't like instant replay in any sport at any time. You accept it and you move on. How much you get paid? How much does it cost? These are some of the questions that people aren't familiar with being a high school football official in this area may not know. Go ahead.
Your first season, the clothing and equipment you need, going to run you right at $200. Jerseys and all the other stuff that goes along with it. If you can work the full season, a rookie can easily make $1,000. And once you get so you can do varsity games, which normally by the second year you can start working smaller school varsity games and working your way up that direction. We have guys that are available that can work the junior high to the varsity level and make a couple of grand a season.
You've been doing this, coming on my program every year since this show has been in existence, with the exception again of last year because of COVID and the fact that they moved it from fall to spring, and yet it's still a problem. Here you are again.
Right.
At what point, Jerry, is it going to be so acute that you're going to have to call up Jim or Russ or Jeff or somebody and say, "I'm sorry, we simply don't have the bodies right now. We had a family emergency with one guy and another guy blew out his knee, and I sorry, you're going to have to reschedule or something." Are we getting to that point?
We are at that point.
We are at that point.
We are at that point. We have games that either have to be canceled or moved because we simply don't have the bodies to put out there. They can't play the games without registered officials. And so it gets to be a problem. The schools don't like it. Everybody thinks they have to play football, varsity football on Friday night. I would respectfully disagree, but I've done some Saturday games that have had darn good crowds, and but we are there, and it's just, I don't want to get too philosophical about it, but it's a societal thing. We don't see people volunteering like they used to. You look at your service clubs in the area, their membership are half what they used to be 10 years ago or less. And people just have so many other things they want to do with their time that this doesn't become a priority to them or of interest to them for whatever reason.
And even though we're talking specifically with Jerry Anderson about the Chelan County Football Association, the overall Officials Association, it's acute everywhere. It's not just football. It's all sports. Well, at the high school level and junior high level, middle school level, they are hurting for officials.
Yeah, I did girls fast pitch softball this spring because, again, they were short of bodies. And I think we only had 8 officials, so we can only work 4 games an afternoon, or 4 fields. Usually they're double headers, but it's still a problem, and they had to spread their games out this spring also.
So we're just planting a seed here. Yeah. And again, sex doesn't matter. Girls or boys, they'll take anybody.
Yeah.
You have to be in reasonably good shape and kind of like the game of football and like kids, and they'll take you on.
Absolutely, we're glad to have you. And like you say, we don't just throw them out there in the field. We have lots of classes. We start I don't have the exact date in my head, but the second last Saturday of this month. We have 4 Saturdays in a row. We do an on-field clinic.
That's the 21st, I want to say, of August.
That's right.
Thank you, yeah.
We do a 4-week on-field clinic where we try to teach them, here's the position you should be on this kind of play, and we run through them all. And one of the clinic days, the 28th of August, is actually going to be a jamboree up at Chelan, so we'll get some live experience out there at that point.
let's get 100 bodies to show up.
That'd be great.
let's have the problem of where am I going to put all these officials?
Yeah.
And then, as you said, everybody gets their dream thing that everybody gets to play on Friday night.
That's right.
So then there you go. Jerry Anderson with the Chelan County Football Association. If you need any more plugs leading up to the 21st, you know where to find me.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. And I can't wait to see you this autumn at Wildcat Stadium and the Apple Bowl and any place else our cameras happen to be.
We're really looking forward to it. It'll be my 40th season on the field, so I'm excited about it.
40th season?
40th.
Yeah, Jerry started when he was 14.
That's
You
right.
can never be too young, everybody. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, selling your good used vehicle can be a hassle, if nothing else. Consign your vehicle here at Global Elite Motors. When you do, you'll get the best possible price because of our proprietary selling system. We offer the ability to finance, add warranties, take trade-ins, and much, much more. Each consignment vehicle we represent is thoroughly inspected and marketed to attract qualified buyers. Let us help sell your quality vehicle. Buying a vehicle? Consigning a vehicle? Stop by Global Elite Motors on Wenatchee Avenue at Global Car Care.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bombfile Boats and Motors. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. They have what it takes to make boating fun and hassle-free for the summer. Then as that garage and driveway fill up in the fall, one call is all it takes to learn about their convenient service and storage packages. Now's the time to call and find out why Washington boaters have been trusting Bombfile Boats and Motors to service, store, and maintain their boats for over 70 years.
Hey folks, Carrie here from Blueberry Hills, here to welcome you back to all the delights of both indoor and outdoor dining. As things continue to normalize, you can expect the same great experience that's made Blueberry Hills a true family favorite for the last 20 years. We've added a few new items to the menu, but not to worry, because we're still serving up your old favorites too. So come on out to Blueberry Hills, where people fall in love at the very first bite.
Just a few minutes left of the program here today on this 5th day of August 2021. I need to make a little correction here. Taylor Tresh is 23 today, not 22, and I think I said he was born in 1968. I was thinking of my birthday. No, 98. A little difference there. So happy 23rd birthday to Taylor Tresh. Let's see what's happening as far as our weather forecast is concerned for the valley today. We do have a red flag warning in effect with lots of wind expected this afternoon, gusting up to 28 miles an hour with the low humidity and hot temperatures. That means fire risk is at an extreme high, so be very, very careful today. Already, I listened to the scanner this morning getting ready for the show and heard that there was a report of a fire. Somebody doing a slash burn this morning. What are you thinking? Don't do that. 98 our high today. Tonight we'll have a little bit of a high haziness with a low of 69. Gusty winds continuing in the overnight tonight, and tomorrow we'll see some winds still with much cooler temperatures. Look at that for the weekend. Going to be gorgeous. 85 for the high on Friday, 84 on Sunday, and a breezy, no, not breezy, but just lovely 79 on Sunday. We're going to heat back up next week into the triple digits again. So enjoy the next stretch of weather starting tomorrow and into the weekend. Daytime highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s. Going to be absolutely just feel so wonderful. Our air quality here today for the Wenatchee Valley is at 66. That's moderate according to the IQ Air website, so that's the latest there. As far as our start to today, we have a little bit of a high overcast. You see a little bit of that haze. Not nearly as bad, though, as what we had yesterday afternoon, but we'll see what this wind brings as we get through the day today. Currently 70 in downtown Wenatchee at Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Coming up on tomorrow's show, it's a Freeform Friday. I don't know, we might do the show in reverse. we'll see. Maybe talk backwards all day tomorrow. I have no idea what's going to happen. But I'll be here again filling in for Dan. It's a game day tomorrow. We're getting ready for baseball tomorrow night with the Wenatchee Apple Sox taking on the Cowlitz Black Bears. It's Hawaiian night. Folks are going to be rolling coconuts from the mound to home plate for a chance to win with Sunny FM and Journey Travel and Tours. That's going to be fun to watch. We'll hang around with the cameras to watch that one after the ball game is over. And so much more to come here on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks to Jerry Anderson. We'll do it again tomorrow here, bright and early, 7 o'clock on a Friday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Have a great day, everybody.